So, if you've been watching these videos, I hope I've been giving you some very helpful information and some very useful tips. Some of what I give you is just very mechanical, some of it's very operational, and sometimes on occasion we hit topics that are just very personal. This is one of those. This is a very personal topic. For me, I started in practice out of the third bedroom of my house in 1997, and I worked and clawed and built the practice. It took over my basement. I opened a clinic down the street. I opened a second office. And right around that time, I had two clinics. It's 2001, 2002, and my life is in the tank. I mean, I am walking around saying there is just not enough hours in the day. Have you ever asked yourself that question? Has that ever crossed your mind that there's just not enough hours in the day? It took me some training and some years later to come to the realization that that was just a symptom of my lack of efficiency, my lack of CEO ability, my lack of leadership, the lack of structure in my practice. I was taking on everything, doing everything myself. I wasn't trusting those that were around me. The minute I realized that the problem was me and it wasn't them, it wasn't the pops, it wasn't the competition, it wasn't the insurance company, it wasn't the employees that I felt like I had to repeat myself 50 times just to get a point across. It was really always me. It was me who was making the bad decisions in hiring, and I needed to get better at that. It was me who was not out in the field communicating because I was too busy treating, riding the new patient roller coaster. So if you've ever felt like there's just not enough time in the day, I'm telling you that is a symptom of a bigger problem. If you want to solve that problem, the very first place we start is structure. We have to put structure in your company. Who's on first? Who's on second? Who's on third? Then personnel training. How do I hold people accountable to doing the job that I've hired them to do? How do I measure them? I can tell you when you keep score, people play harder. Just think about it. If you play pickup basketball, it's a lot different than if you're playing for the championship trophy. You're going to play harder. People are still working, they're still doing what they do, but they're just not doing it with the intensity that you need. So again, it was a skill set that I needed to learn as a clinical manager, as a CEO, as an owner, so that I could surround myself with the caliber of people that I could count on, that I could rely on, that I could give a directive to, and I could consider it done just because I gave it to them in a clear, concise way. So if you want to learn the principles of how to do that and get your life back and really get time. I mean, somebody taught me once, hey, Brian, you can actually learn how to make time. I said, boy, I wish I could learn how to do that. They said, you can actually do that. Here's how. And I went through that and I learned, and now I've got so much time and so much freedom to do the things that are most important to me. If you want that, just go ahead and click on the comment section. Go ahead and check the email or give us a call and we'll get back to you right away. It costs you nothing. Let's just have a friendly conversation about it. I'll share with you my experience and then you decide. You decide what's best for you. This is a personal thing for me because I know when I got that time and I bought that time back for my practice, I know where I spent it. I spent it with my family. I spent it on my own health. I spent it keeping myself healthy and fit and doing the fun things that I always wanted to do with my family. Isn't that why we went into business to begin with? Didn't you go into practice to have more stability in your life, to have more flexibility in your life? Because those were the two things I was going for. I wanted flexibility and stability, and it can be done, and I can show you. And if you want, just contact us, and we'll get on the phone and we'll talk about it. So I hope to hear from you soon. Thank you.